Today, we're making poke, a traditional Hawaiian dish of sliced raw fish marinated in a flavoursome liquid. It's extremely easy to make. The dish has gained so much popularity and evolved a lot over time, to the extent that if you were to have it far away from Hawaii, sometimes the flavour profiles are almost closer to Japanese cooking. But today I want to show you a version that tastes closer to poke you would normally find in Hawaii, while still using supermarket-friendly ingredients. Let's do it. So, the two ingredients in what I would still call a traditional poke that are extremely hard to find outside of Hawaii are the inamona, a condiment made from a toasted local nut, and the limu, a seaweed that is a local seaweed. But to replace them in a Western supermarket, we're going to use some macadamia nuts. And to get that toasted nuttiness, we're simply going to put them in a non-stick skillet and heat them up until they're slightly golden. This flavor and texture is mostly replaced by sesame nowadays in most places. Now, with the local seaweed, our choice of replacement today is sushi nori. A, because of the flavor profile. B, because it's the easiest to find. In terms of texture, limu is closer, I would say, to a wakame seaweed. But to rectify that, we are going to soak this in our marination liquid for them to have time to wilt and soften, so they become closer to the local variety. And like I said many times, it's always easier to prepare the dry ingredients first. So simply gonna cut them. Whatever's left on the board will be mopped up by our wet ingredients straight into our mixing bowl. And to that, we add a generous amount of soy sauce, which will be the main seasoning, and toasted sesame oil. Toasted sesame oil is extremely overpowering, so start with a few drops and then you can adjust. You don't want the whole dish to taste like sesame oil. Give it a mix, and this will give them time to wilt, to get a texture that's closer to limu. Now, we do the actual poking of slicing our beautiful tuna into fine cubes. You want a bit of a bite and texture still, and just to have a bit more control in terms of timing, not yet straight to the mixing bowl. Perfection. Now, a bit of sweet onion just to mimic the local Maui variety. Again, the recipe is just a guideline, of course. After all, the beauty of poke is its ability to evolve and adapt to local ingredients. So use whatever is convenient for you and dress it to your palate. That's plenty. You want the ratio of tuna to sweet onion to about 2 to 1. 2 parts tuna, that is. This goes straight in, emulsify with our now very wilted nori. Now, a bit of scallion white. And to provide a bit of contrasting texture, I don't want to mince it, but I rather slice it rather thin and let the beautiful circles fall apart. Plenty. Straight in. Now, we have some beautifully toasted macadamia nuts. You can slice them, but I personally prefer using a pesto mortar. Just less messy. I think that's plenty. You want to break them so that each mouthful you get a tiny bit of that for the nuttiness and the contrasting texture. So for me, something like this is perfect. And this goes in last. Now, poke is not something you want to marinate for a very long time. A couple of minutes would do. So when you're ready to plate and serve, we add our beautiful, beautiful tuna. And you mix. Now we taste. Oh, that's perfect. Maybe a tiny bit more toasted sesame oil. Wow, incredible. The nori came through so perfectly. Now, we add our toasted macadamia nuts. Now we can plate. Very, very simple to make, but it really lets the ingredients, the fish, shine. Beautiful. Bit of green for garnish. Completely optional, of course. And that's it. Some Hawaiian flavors with ingredients you could buy from your local supermarket. This is tuna poke. I really, really hope you enjoy.